So welcome to Jenna Davila, who apparently is now with the View family. I always thought you were with the View family, but apparently it's legal now. So, and to celebrate the 20th season, Joy and Candace lit up.
Literally.
Literally.
No.
The Empire.
Kidding.
They're not kidding. They actually did light up the Empire State Building.
That's right.
So tell everybody. Tell everybody.
Well, we went to the Empire State. Apparently, we have some kind of a thing with the Empire State Building. People to celebrate the 20th anniversary of The View, and Candace and I went there, and we have color. The View has its own colors. Did you know that?
I've heard a rumor.
I love that you told her that. She goes, oh.
I know. I was like, how long have you been on the show, Joy?
I never heard of this before. And now I know we have colors.
Clearly, you've never worn the jersey. Like, we wore a jersey once.
We did?
No.
Anyway, this one, so they interview us, right? And I say something about how, you know, we like each other even though we're political, a little different. And she's like, well, you know, say what you said. Tell them.
Well, I said that I was a liberal, Los Angelian.
She said I'm a liberal in Los Angeles.
But I meant to say that because she said, I wasn't born in your part of the world.
I'm a New Yorker.
I said, Joy, I'm from L.A.
I'm a liberal. She goes, I'm a liberal. That is a Freudian slip because underneath all of this beauty is a liberal. Okay?
No, I meant to say that I was born and raised in liberal Los Angeles, but am a conservative.
Okay, there were no accidents. Anyway, proceed, please. That's it. That's the whole story.
That's the whole story.
That's all I got.
All right.
That's all I got.
But we lit up the sky. It was great.
Well, thank goodness someone did, and I'm glad you are aware of these colors that no one really ever told us about. But you've been here the longest. You never.
People last night were looking up and saying, "What the hell is that?"
That's what I said. I was like, "What is that?"
But it's on the website, so now they know. All right.
Oh well, all right. You know, they're talking about, you know, big shakeups. Fox News has had a humongous shakeup recently. Gretchen Carlson just agreed to a $20 million settlement for her sexual harassment claims against Roger Ailes. And by the way, 21st Century Fox is footing the bill, not Roger Ailes.
Yeah.
Okay. And Greta Van Susteren is leaving, and there's all kind of rumors. Megyn Kelly wants out. What's happening at Fox? What's going on?
It's falling apart.
I just left. I just came here. I don't work there anymore. Greta, for me, that was the big story. Greta Van Susteren is fantastic at what she does. I think that's a big loss for the network.
Yeah.
But I said
it was
that
a big loss when she left CNN.
Absolutely.
She didn't claim that he sexually harassed her.
No, she did not. She did not. I think, though, when you have a change in leadership, Roger Ailes really ran the scene there. I have said many times that when I had a contract issue, I didn't go to anyone but Roger. He was the guy that I could talk to about my role at the network, where I saw myself going. And I think when you have someone like that who's built relationships with a number of people at a network and that person's no longer there, a lot of people feel like, well, what's my role going to be? Is this network going to change? Do I have a solid footing in my job? So I think you're going to see a lot of transition. There may be transition in terms of anchors, as we're seeing, in terms of maybe the direction the network takes ideologically. I'm not sure. But I think there's a lot of people that feel like the bond that they had with Roger in terms of their ability to talk to him about where their career was going is no longer there, and they may feel a little lost. I would.
We can't assume that since they paid her off, that he was guilty, correct?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know what happened. I said for a long time that wasn't my relationship with him, but
unprecedented. I mean, at $20 million, and there was no confidentiality clause in that settlement, which is really unheard of.
Oh, so she can come on The View and talk about him.
Well, don't you want to...
Come on, Gretchen.
I think Fox really made a statement with this of saying we are not going to accept sexual harassment under any circumstances, no matter who you are, and it was clear. I'm glad they did what they did.
But now he's working for Donald Trump, so Donald Trump now has a...
Well, you're talking about Roger, and I'm just talking about the company as a whole.
I'm making my usual jump to Trump. I mean, the sexual harasser is now working for Trump. This guy Bannon, who's also working for Trump, has been accused of domestic abuse. What's his name? Steve
Bannon, who used to run Breitbart, who I know and who... Look, let me say this.
And then there were other people at Fox, you know, basically who are supporting Trump who also have issues. They know who they are.
Well, some of these people are really, you know, character questions aside, are really good at what they do, though. Roger Ailes built a great network. Steve Bannon, he's pretty good at what he does. And if you look at the Trump campaign and what they've been doing recently...
The United States was built on the backs of slaves, and look at the great country.
Oh, come on. I mean, you defend Hillary Clinton, and she's been lying to people for weeks. So, you know, with character aside...
I explained to you once, Can
I just jump in here for a second?
Help me out here.
I do want to point out that the FBI did not take her to task for doing anything but being irresponsible. And the Republicans spent 5,000 years trying to find something. So if you may not like her, But I gotta say, you know, the Republicans everybody's tried to find something.
There's nothing there.
So if she's lied about something else, I don't know what it is. But I would just like to, you know, I just feel like I'm kind of tired of hearing, well, he's okay. You know, these guys are okay. They do a good job.
Yeah.
When in fact, we're always saying women should be listened to. And I'm glad someone listened, because this, I think, at least will get women to come out sooner rather than wait, as we've seen in the past, 20, 30 years before they say anything. And that, to me, is the only good thing that's come out of this. For me. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
In other words, stop saying that she did anything illegal. She didn't do anything illegal.
I mean, I can take issue with that.
Well,
she did lie. She said, look, she
lying
said
is not illegal.
She
As far
lied.
as
What the
or else
FBI,
we'd all be in jail.
No. What the FBI found was that they could not prove that she had intent. What the FBI director said is she did send classified emails. She said she sent information that was both marked and unmarked classified over that unsecure server.
When was
she said
it? Yeah,
she didn't do that, though.
Yeah, but
no,
you know
she
what?
lied.
Here's the thing. I would like to know when these were marked classified and unclassified, because as we do know, a lot of these emails became classified after the fact. So it would be nice, and we've had this discussion, I would like somebody, maybe somebody could send us the information that says when these things were marked classified, so that if she did lie, we can hold her accountable and say, hey, you lied. But I just feel like it's so, when people poop on the floor and you can see it, it's a lot easier for me to deal with.
I feel like I can see it, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, you smell it, but you don't see it.
Well, the FBI director said, I smell it and I see it.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. No, I mean, the FBI director said that some of that stuff was marked classified after the fact, and some of it was marked when it was in her box. And she's coming out now and saying, well, I didn't know what the C classification meant. We have evidence that she was briefed on what that C classification meant. We have evidence as Secretary of State, as Senate Armed Serve Committee. This is an accomplished woman.
Let me ask you a question.
I know what C means, that it means classified.
Yeah, but you and I know what C means, but that's not what they were talking about. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Coming up, is Dancing with the Stars rewarding Olympian Ryan Lochte for bad behavior? Which ladies want to boot him off the floor?
Before we continue, we have
I have a correction to make, although I didn't complete my sentence. When I said that there wasn't a confidentiality clause, it was as to the amount. Usually the $20 million isn't made public, or the $40 million that was given to Roger Ailes when he left as well. So that was a big deal that Fox put it all out on the table in that settlement.
So can we book her or not? Is what I want to know. I guess not.
Well, we'll find out. But, you know, we're a few weeks away from the first presidential debate, and there's a question about how much the moderators are going to challenge Trump and Clinton on the claims they've made on the campaign trail. Now, that goes back a little bit to what we're talking about. And the question is, isn't their jobs as journalists to call them out on things that may or may not be correct?
Yes. And I think as a viewer, unless you're like a political news junkie and keeping track of every press conference and it's all over the news, you're not going to remember every time what they said where. I need someone in real time to remind me. Otherwise, I leave with an impression of how the debate turned out that might be false because I wasn't up to date. And I think it's asking too much of the viewers if we're trying to create an opinion and get our vote together. It's just he said, she said.
Right, and we don't want to sit at the computer watching the debate and trying to Google every fact.
No, I'm usually eating while that happens, so I don't have hands left to do that.
We rely on that fact-check ticker at the bottom, but if the moderator jumps in, I think with discretion, I don't think if two people are debating and the conversation's going that it should be interrupted in the middle of it. But when it's settled, they should fact-check.
I don't really think any of these people are capable of keeping up with Trump's lies, because everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. Everything. So it would be very hard for them to fact-check. We'll be there all day.
Oh, you keep up, so they can keep up.
Even if it's not fact-checking.
Just assume everything is a lie. That's the way to go.
Fact-checking sounds more tedious. I even mean just the main points. Like if you've got, like Martha Raddatz is going to be on one of these.
Yeah.
The main things that are coming out. Because if you leave it up to the candidates to do that, they will veer off their points. If Trump calls Clinton out, they know how to sidestep questions. Unless a moderator that is not a politician comes in and says, no,
so you're putting your money on Martha.
I love Martha Raddatz.
Yeah.
She'll be great.
I think it's a fine line, though. I think they have to be careful that they don't sound like they're echoing talking points from a campaign.
Yeah.
So what I would say is challenge them on what they've said. So if Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton comes out and said, well, I'm supporting this, I've always supported X, Y, and Z, and there's footage of them or writing from them or testimony from them where they haven't, say, this is, well, it's widely known that in January of X, Y, and Z, you actually said this. Can you explain yourself?
So that
holds them accountable.
That would mean that they need to get folks behind the scenes who can do it in real time
Like a
brain cell.
so Martha has what she needs.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's hard to sometimes look at the ticker at the bottom. Because
Right.
depending on who's, you know, where the debate is, it's like, well, is this skewed by this or is it, so it's
Well, you know, remember Candy Crowley when she corrected
Yes.
Romney in the last
Yes.
debate with Obama, and they called her out for that, and 2 months later, we didn't see her on CNN anymore. So, a coincidence? I don't know.
But she was right. What
she was right.
Brought up.
Yeah, but she's gone.
I know.
I think that was a good example, though, of the way she did it, because the way it came off to certain people was that she was echoing a talking point of the Obama campaign. I'm sorry. So you have to be careful, and I don't think we give these moderators enough credit across the board. This is a very hard job to do. You're in the heat of the
you ain't
moment.
telling me something I don't know.
It's really hard.
Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd, who was on NBC on Sundays, Chuck Todd. He's very, very good. He's on MSNBC on Meet the Press. He had a quote in 2014. He said, they said, why don't you fact check? Why don't you correct the lie? He said, we all sit there because we all know the first time we bark is the last time that they will do the show. You say something, and sometimes it is the last time they will ever come on the show. There is that balance. So a lot of it is about ratings and getting these people to come back, which is why people should watch The View, because we don't care. What?
I'm going to make a little correction. ABC may care. We don't.
Right.
We'll be right back. So Olympian Ryan Lochte, you may remember him. He said he had been robbed in Brazil.
By gunpoint.
I mean, it's just insane.
At the Olympics.
At the Olympics. He's going to be competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars. And the show says they were in negotiations with him before this incident in Rio. He apologized that it ever happened. But is this like being rewarded for bad behavior here? Oh.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, this other guy, Brock Turner, who was accused of digitally and with other objects raping a girl. He got, what did he get? 3 months in jail, 3 years probation. Because in California, unless a man rapes a woman with his actual organ, it's not considered rape. And so he got off, whereas this guy's getting a gig.
Well, and I think that
And this guy's getting a gig, which shows you this privilege that certain people have in this world.
Well, we see over and over that when people make mistakes, it's just better to come right out and be like, okay, I lied, or I've been partying or something. The word exaggerated was used over and over, and I think people took issue with just come out and say it didn't play out that way, you know, or something. So I think that's been the...
As a mom, I always want to use examples of this to my kids to say, hey, what you do on and off the field or in and out of the swimming pool or on and off the ice matters.
Yeah.
And there are consequences to it. He did lose 4 major endorsement deals, but you know, you guys know I have a love affair with Dancing with the Stars. I mean, it's one of my favorite shows. But he is being rewarded by doing this, and I don't know if that's the best example for our kids, but Dancing with the Stars also is a show that is a place for redemption, so maybe we can possibly see a humble side of him. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I just remember how long it took them to invite Paula Deen on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, they took them a very, very long time, and Paula Deen went through, I mean, you know, she went through what she went through, but she went through it for a very long time. And I just feel like maybe this was a little too soon. Maybe if they had been in negotiations with him, maybe they should have said, you know what, we're going to wait a year with you. We just want to wait a year.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's soon. I think generally Americans like a comeback story. I think we're forgiving people. And I think if somebody comes out and apologizes and is willing to say, I made a mistake, I lied, whatever the situation is. Right. I think if they do that, I think we're willing to say, you know what, everybody's human, everyone can make a mistake.
You
but
give
I
that
agree
pass
with
to
you.
Hillary Clinton.
No,
because she apologized. Picking up a string here.
No, I'm still waiting.
She apologized for her ineptitude.
Oh, no, we have numerous instances. Did she apologize for lying about Benghazi? Did she apologize for the fact that she said she only
11 hours.
No.
You have to.
Still live.
They were the Republicans. The Republicans took her on, and they could not get anything that allowed them to take it further. So whether those, and I was going to say you're people, but you're independent.
Yeah.
So the Republicans did everything they could do except make her right, I did it. So clearly, you know, let that go. If you're going to get on people for what they have done recently, not for what they, not for what it's been proven. Everybody took her to task, and you know, you hold on to.
That wasn't proven, though. You know, maybe the Republicans may not have brought it. You know what? Bring her here. Bring her here, and I will ask her. I will
and we did ask her. We did ask her.
That's not what they found.
You know what? People are like dogs with bones.
Yeah.
You hold on. See, yeah.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yes. You know, and at some point you have to make a decision. Whether you're going to believe the people that are in power, who you demand and say, get this information. And when they give you the information, even when it's not information you like, you got to kind of let it go and find some new
That was close. That was close.
Very close. It was very close.
That was very close.
But you have to, at some point, you have to give up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, just bring it back when they throw it all on Trump. Let it go.
Yeah, I agree with you, but that's not what they found. They found that she did lie. She called it a terrorist attack in an email to her daughter.
Those are about that to you
You're talking about the emails.
No. I was not addressing the lying.
Talking about apologizing.
I was talking about apologizing.
Right, and I'm saying
she says
yes.
redemption. You say you should forgive, and I'm saying forgive her.
She hasn't apologized for everything. She said she used. The whole reason she said she used the email system was because she wanted one device. There are 13 devices.
Did we really go from dancing with the
Yes, we
stars?
did.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
I just got.
Yes, it was. I thought we were in the clear. You know. Well, how about this? Is it true that right-wingers do it better? Is it true that right-wingers have better sex?
It's adult snuggling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That freaked everybody out. Well, if you want to find out, come back. We'll grill. We'll be right back. So the burning question at this table, apparently, is, do conservatives and Republicans and right-wing people have better sex than independents and Democrats?
They all looking at me.
I don't know. She's looking at you.
I just wanted to know, was it rhetorical or literal?
No, it's a question that apparently people are, you know, every year, every 4 years this comes up. I don't know why.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I think this is research from 1955. I think it's rearing its
I think
head.
the survey was actually done in Europe.
Oh,
but I think it's the overlap that there are a lot of conservatives in the right-wing politics. So I don't know if it's necessarily right-wing people politically, but it's conservative people. But we have a thing called the revenge of the church ladies, because it is a true fact that church-going women have one of the highest percentages of satisfied sex lives.
Probably because they push it down for years and hold on to it until it's the right time.
They're not pushing anything down.
Possibly like abstaining for years.
Church ladies are like ninjas. Okay? They're working it. Look. Okay? Church lady. She is busy. How many children do you have?
3.
Okay. Please.
Well, when I think Wild in the Sheets, I think of Mitch McConnell myself. And Rush Limbaugh and Roger Ailes. That's how those are what they're talking about. People like that, right?
Maybe there's more mystery there.
I don't know. It's so bizarre to me. Well, how do you know who's having better sex? Who's doing all the talking?
The ones that are smiling more?
Well, the ones who are doing all the talking are probably the ones that
are not.
That satisfy this survey.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, but speaking of sex, research claims that the average length of sex, oh my God, is 7.5 minutes.
Oh, no.
Who are y'all talking to? And 7.5 minutes? That takes me that long to get my shirt off. What are you talking about? I mean, but I say that, and it's probably just because women say they wish it was double that. Well, who are you talking? Who are you talking? I mean, does this make any sense to anybody at the table?
No.
Well,
I mean, 7 minutes did, but the half really threw me over the edge. I didn't know.
First of all, foreplay is important. As women, we know that foreplay. Secondly, it needs to be a lot longer than that. I mean, you got to get, if you're not signing up for 45 minutes at least, you want to
45 minutes?
Says the woman with no children at home.
Are you rounding up? That's a lot of energy.
Yes.
She's single.
And let me just remind you that I'm conservative. So there you go about last topic.
You're not conservative. What are you? Independent? What the hell are you, girl?
I'm a libertarian.
Okay, so you're not conservative.
I'm conservative. I'm fiscal conservative. I don't want to take your money, but I'm libertarian. You know, I don't want to judge whether you want to marry a woman or a man. So it's confusing.
All right.
5 minutes?
But you have a baby. You
That's
listen.
what I said.
Yeah, and that took 7 minutes. So
When you're on the plane. You know, 7 minutes is for when you're on the plane. Okay, that's what you got in the
I'm
back.
exhausted thinking about what you do at night.
You know, I once read. You ever watched the Animal Planet?
Yes.
They had this story. I think it was on there that a rhinoceros takes 30 days of foreplay. Now that is my kind of animal. And the rhinoceros. It's interesting. The rhinoceros is not a good-looking animal, so has to try a little harder. Let's say the lion, who's handsome, who does 50 lionesses a day.
But the lion is not looking at the rhinoceros, okay? The rhinoceros is looking at another rhinoceros going, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
And then they get in the water.
No, but they're judged by other animals. The rhinoceros.
How do you know that?
I know these things.
They're judging each other?
Yeah.
When you're so active, it
Just
could be
saying, the
7
animal
minutes,
kingdom.
45 minutes, it's whatever.
Well, the whole
I was a joke,
conversation is
missed the
about
beginning,
quickie.
doesn't matter.
People like the quickie. I'm not into the quickie, but some people are into
You know
it.
what?
Again, says the woman with no children.
Yes.
True, I have
And
no children.
sometimes the
Yeah,
quickie
but when
is
you
all
got
you can
stuff
get.
to do, when you really got stuff
Right?
to do, you got to hit it when you can. Okay? It's just like, see ya. But you need to take more than 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Okay.
it be a turn off for a guy sometimes when we're like, I know it's going to be 45 minutes, and like maybe he doesn't have time for that.
Are you from the group that closes the door so that you and your husband can do the thing, and the kids are banging on the door, you don't let them in? Because that works for marriages. People tell you that's the thing to do.
You take
What?
time for
Leave
yourself.
your kids
When
and
the
lock the
door is
kids out.
closed,
Oh, hell yeah.
you don't knock.
You
and
never-
You
always lock the
cannot
door.
open the
Open
door.
door
You
policy
leave the
during
lock.
that. Like, that's not the time to have people coming in and
No,
out.
but the kids, I was not from that group. That's why I'm divorced.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, you.
I was like,
no,
they would
you-
go, and I go, all right, that's enough of you.
Back to dog with a bone.
Speaking of TMI, we'll be right back. Okay. I just have to get myself together. Because this story hit me so hard. Because I don't know what I thought, but I thought it was going to be longer than it was. But clearly, after 3 amazing months, Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston have ended their love story. And the tabloids say that she broke it off because he wanted their relationship to be more public. And it was like so weird. And I just wonder if anybody else is hit as hard as I am.
Yes, we're all broken up about it. We're broken up about it.
I can't even deliver anything. Whoopi, that was amazing.
But
I actually believe
he wanted it to be. She's the
He
one who
wanted
writes
to-
songs about every time she breaks up with somebody.
No.
Yeah.
And they wore the, and they're never, ever getting back together.
That's right.
No, but they wore those shirts, I Heart TS, and got tattoos, and
Oh.
I can't even look at Whoopi right now. And it was really public from the get-go, but it was only 2 weeks after she broke up with Calvin Harris, so it was a
my
little bit of a
God.
rebound. And
Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna, because we're still talking about people in music, okay? So it's Barbara Streisand, and she had some issues with her iPhone because Siri, that bitch, kept like pronouncing her name wrong, calling her Streisand instead of Streisand. And Apple said they're gonna correct the problem, and I think that's sure great of them. But like, has anyone else had this issue?
Says the Valley girl next to you.
Yeah, tell us about it, Candace Cameron Bure.
Sari does not like to pronounce my name properly. Sari, can you please say my name?
Calling Candace Cameron Bure.
Bure?
Here, and everyone calls me
Well, you
that.
do have an accent goo on the
There
thing.
is no accent over the E. There
You
should
need that.
be.
You need that.
But
you can't
most-
blame them if you'd leave out the accent.
what else?
Talk to my husband. I didn't choose the last
Yeah.
name.
So don't you also get Burr?
Burr, Beer. But even more than that, I get called Cameron. People call me as my first name, Cameron.
Yeah.
I love
get
Cameron.
Goldie. I get Goldie from time to time.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Because, yeah, Goldie and Hoopy.
Whoppy.
I like
Whoppy.
I get Whoppy all the
Whoppy.
time, yeah.
Yeah, I get Jadida.
Yeah, you
Jadida
must just
Bila.
be...
I mean, my mother.
What is... Have
and
Siri call you.
If my mother's watching at home, thanks for this name. I mean, it was like my whole life. Siri actually gets it right. It's the rest of the world
Is it
that
a
gets
family
it wrong.
name?
No, she got it from Barnaby Jones. My mother is a theater director. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke.
So it's
This is not a joke. She's a theater director. She wanted me to be Jedediah, whether I was a boy or a girl, and she knew that the little kids would pronounce my name wrong. So she decided to stick an A in front of my name that really stands for nothing. She wanted me to have my dad's monogram. So it's A, Jedediah Bila. So the kids called me AJ because they couldn't say Jedediah.
That's where AJ comes from.
Yeah, and everybody says, well, what's the A for? And then I have to explain, well, my mom's a theater director, and this is just what life is like with a theater director, and it stands for nothing. And
Don't ask a comic.
Oh. You know, for Siri to get Barbra Streisand wrong, Siri is clearly not a gay man. That's all I have to say. Now we know that Siri is a female.
Officially.
His face. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's day 2 of our 20-day vacay giveaway. For the next 20 days, someone in our audience and a viewer at home is winning luxurious vacations at some of the hottest spots around the world, thanks to our sponsor, Wyndham Rewards. Joy is blindfolded in this Wynn booth today, which is full of numbers that represent today's studio audience, and she's about to pick a winner. Joy, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Get this over with. Let me...
So who's the lucky winner after that dramatic display?
Claustrophobic in there. Number 91.
What is your name? What is your name and where are you from?
I am Gail from Queens, New York.
Yeah. Well, let's see where you're going on vacation. Take a look.
You won a 5-night, 6-day trip for 2 with round-trip airfare to visit Napa Valley, courtesy of Wyndham Rewards. Surrounded by Napa Valley's more than 540 wineries, the Dolce Silverado Resort and Spa features charming guest rooms, 2 PGA Championship golf courses, a 16,000-square-foot spa, and much more.
Do you know who you're going to take with you? Do you know who you're going to take with you?
You know who I'm going to take. I don't even have to tell you.
Oh,
It's going to be
Joy?
my... No, Joy, you will come with me, but I got to take my ex.
Yeah.
That's the whole story.
That's another segment. Yeah.
wow. She's taking her ex.
But we're not done yet. We want to announce today's online winner as well. Congratulations, Shirley Daniels Roldan of Peekskill, New York.
Yeah.
So let's see where our home viewer is going.
You won a 5-night, 6-day trip for 2 with round-trip airfare to Clearwater, Florida, courtesy of Wyndham Rewards. Situated along white sand beaches and crystal blue waters, the newly built Wyndham Grand Clearwater Beach Resort in Florida offers 343 upscale rooms, a bounty of amenities, and more.
Tomorrow. Tune in to see which audience member gets one, and viewers at home need to visit our website by midnight Eastern tonight to see how to enter for a chance to win tomorrow's vacay.
Hey, you know, the Hot Topics continue after the view on Facebook Live, so post your questions and comments now. And, you know...
Have a great day.
You like my hair?
I like it.
We'll tell you about it tomorrow. We want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view.